What's she gonna do? You know the law. The law states is that they subpoena you. You come in and you tell them what you're supposed to. If you don't tell them what they ask you questions to, and you evoke your Fifth Amendment right, you have to. The judge can hold you in contempt and keep you in jail for the life of the crime. I mean, for the life of the life of the court proceedings. So why would she go through that stuff? She go in there and answer the questions they ask her. Well, I think that he wasn't gonna go. No, they knew where he was at. They got your phones tapped. They're gonna stop your flights or whatever. They knew exactly where he was at. I don't think that when they have a warrant, a search warrant for a residence, it's not for a body. If they had one for a body, they would have brought it in. Now, if they would have went there and they found guns, drugs, and Diddy was there, they would have brought him in. You know what I'm saying? They would have brought him in. Like they brought his sons in. And then they want to know, well, why are these unlicensed guns in the house? Who drugs do these belong to? All those things like that. But a lot of people probably believe that, you know, they just want to know, and the government want to know what things those people were doing on those tapes and who was doing shit on those tapes. Because I heard they found like 250 cameras or something like that. Well, in his affidavit or his deposition that he gave to the courts, he said every room was bugged, and that he did have tapes and information on a lot of different celebrities and people in the music business, people that were in politicians, and like I said, in other platforms, people that was in the ministry, allegedly.
Oh, that's crazy.
Is it going to be Gene versus Diddy this time?
I'm gonna give you something different. And I'm gonna give you something else that people don't even think. On the other day, I seen on the video that Puff had ran into Justin Bieber. They met up, and he started tapping him as if he was searching him and see if he had some kind of device on. Did you see that?
Yep.
Check this out. What if the federal government have already talked to Justin Bieber? And Diddy did that on tape. That means in his mind, he think this person may be a witness, right?
Yep.
What he had just done that is against the law. If they have already talked to Justin Bieber prior to him doing that, he goes and look like he's searching him. It appears that he's asking Justin Bieber, yo, you got a wire or something like that? Like, you're tampering with a federal witness. That's a charge right there that can land him in jail. Reckless. That was real reckless.
Man.
Usually individuals acclimate themselves into situations and they do the best that they can do. I just don't think him being a free spirit and off drugs, once he gets into that situation, that he'll handle it that well. I could be wrong.
A lot of people believe he's going to end himself.
Well, I heard him say that before when that City College incident happened. He was talking like that back then. Because he thought it was a possibility that he would be going to jail. He lost his job at Uptown. So he's done a lot of things, been a lot of places. I don't think he has the spirit to be behind bars.
Diddy is clearly not taking it lightly, as a former close associate, his personal bodyguard, is prepared to testify against him amid his ongoing legal battle.
He already had drug charges against him. The day Diddy house get raided, they catch him getting on a plane and they put him into custody. Didn't that sound a little weird? People didn't catch that. They either put him in custody for a couple of reasons. You understand? One, to make a witness out of him, or to safeguard him and protect him for anything that could happen to him, because they had already stated, allegedly, that he was some kind of mule for the people over there at Diddy's house. So now, with that information, that he was already known by the government for drug charges, wouldn't that be an individual that you use?
Here's everything you need to know for Diddy. Things keep getting worse from every direction, and Gene is only making matters worse. New developments emerge daily, with alternative takes on previous headlines and new voices criticizing the rapper. Perhaps the most talked about story recently is the raid on Diddy's properties in Miami and Los Angeles by Homeland Security investigations. This has left many questioning why Diddy was not detained during these raids.
If it has anything, see, what people don't understand is this, is that having sex is not a crime, but having sex with underage is. Not saying that he did that, not saying that he's a part of that. But if you have done that, it's no statute of limitation on having sex with underage. And in 2011, it was a individual that they said there was a drug kingpin that had a proffer, that was offer a proffer agreement, and in that proffer agreement, his name was Jimmy Henchman, right? They asked him, what did he know about Sean Puffy Combs having sex with underage? In 2011. So, if they had any information back then, and that's about what, 13, 14 years ago, there's no statute of limitation if they find tapes or they find any information regarding that now. He wasn't yet given a proffer agreement. It was on the table. They had 9 different sessions regarding it. And during that time, the federal government came to him and was gonna wipe his crime away, basically, if he would have told them any information regarding Sean Combs having sex. This is what it said, having sex with underage.
It's crazy. And even back then, they was even looking into it.
Yeah. And I believe that because he lined himself up with some high power people, and he started doing business with them, with DeLeon, I think that's it, DeLeon, and he started doing business with a lot of different moguls and hanging out with Robert Kraft, you know, and all these people. They wasn't gonna touch him. Sex trafficking is when you are buying or purchasing or selling sex. You know what I'm saying? And you go from state to state doing it, or you have underage coming to state to have sex and do sex and lewd acts. That's more like sex trafficking, bro. It can't be with somebody that you meet online and you fly them to your crib. Not at all. You call a girl from Wyoming and you fly her in and you have sex with her. You're not doing nothing against her own will. right?
She's
But if
not
you
doing
make
nothing
somebody
against her
do
own
something
will.
against their own will by drugging them, if you make somebody do something against their own will by, or you entice them with money and things like that to do those sexual acts, that's sex trafficking. But just any woman.
That's what I'm saying with the money. If you meet a chick and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna pay you to come hang out with me for the weekend and have sex, boom.
That could be considered sex trafficking. But if you paying for it, that's a form of prostitution.
However, it seems the mogul won't be brought before a judge until more witnesses come forward. That's precisely why Diddy's former bodyguard, John Deal, is eager to testify. You heard that right, John Deal, the ex-bodyguard of the founder of Bad Boy Records, has stated he's willing to testify against his former boss. To be honest, Diddy isn't pleased with any of this.
Wolf just would Puff at the parties and at the events. You know what I mean? But Wolf was part of the crew that gave Puff that startup money. Man, it was so much crazy things going on. And Puff was using her personal assistant to try to find out wherever Jennifer was at. He was sending like 100 dozen roses. He was trying to get Luther Vandross to sing for her, sing to her. He was doing everything to try to get her back. You know what I'm saying? But she wasn't going for her. I think Jennifer's mother didn't like Puff. So when your mother don't like somebody, and Jennifer was real close with her mother and her parents. Her father used to go to baseball games with us and everything like that. But I think it had a lot to do with, her mother not liking her. Her mother, felt her life was in danger for being around somebody like Puff. And she wasn't going to risk her relationship with her family by dealing with this kid anymore. Therefore, I'm on the side. But like Jennifer, when she dipped on him, it kind of messed him up. He would get out the car and we'll be on 17th Street and we'll walk all the way up to 74th Street to his house. Yo, it was crazy, man, the way she, had him and he wanted to get her back, but she wasn't messing with him.
Gene argues that he has already shared most of his claims online and would have no issue reiterating them while testifying. According to his revelations so far, he believes Cassie might also testify if subpoenaed following her lawsuit against Diddy, which led to multiple allegations of abuse, sexual harassment, and sexual assault. Gene Deal added that if authorities wanted to question him about Diddy's relationship with Kim Porter, who passed away in 2018 and had 3 biological children with him, he would be prepared to testify.
He was with every chick, every dude, whoever he wanted to be with, when Kim was alive, praying with them, doing whatever he had to do to be with them. And then as soon as she dead, and we don't want nobody, none of our loved ones, the people that we deal with ever to go, he used that as a tool to get to everybody's heart, because who Kim was. You understand what I'm saying? But all that was propaganda. All that said, yo, this is for my mother. I used to hear you call your mother everything but a child of God. But you could grow, maybe he's grown. Maybe he's a whole different person. Maybe he ain't the same person that, does what he do, to his artists. Maybe this new artist will get a paycheck. Well, I ain't gonna say mistreating and cheating and all that stuff like that, because 9 times out of 10, most dudes only do what women let them do, because when a woman get tired of that, she'll go and straighten it out. And Kim, knew how to handle him. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, you'll find a section in my book that'll be out before September, when Kim cut his wrist. It's an incident that him and Kim had when she took the corkscrew when they were fighting, and ripped his whole wrist up. That's what helped Puff. That's how Puff got on drugs. You understand? Those painkillers. Because Kim wasn't taking it from him. So my whole thing about it is that it was always a between those two, physically. But Kim got tired of it and she wasn't taking him. If he put his hands on her, she was going at him. You understand? Kim know all his deepest secrets. You understand? Kim knew why he was using the butt. Man, Kim probably told all that shit in her book. You understand? That up and got missing the day she died. You understand what I'm saying? See, I could say that because I used to see them in action with other couples and other people. You understand what I'm saying? I was told to watch the door. You understand? So, Kim knew all his deepest secrets, bro. And I don't think he missed her that much when he gave Cassie the same shout out. Cassie, what did he say? Cassidy, I love you, or Cassidy, thank you, Cassidy, I love you, and all like that.
Additionally, Gene has once again asserted that he is convinced Puff Daddy and Tupac's alleged killer were friends and that they coordinated to have the legendary rapper murdered. Deal went as far as to claim that Keith D was responsible for Tupac's death. He provided his interpretation of the events, offering insight into what he believes truly happened and suggesting that Keith D might have been involved in some alleged criminal activities with Diddy, as discussed in a previous conversation.
Stop it, man. No, you said a mouthful right there. Bruh, I witnessed they did have a relationship. Keith D, I've seen them on a number of times. They were gambling together. They were drinking together. They had fun. They was hanging out in hotels. Yes, they did have a relationship. That's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. That was before me. That was before Zip. Them two had a relationship. Keith D and Puff. That's known. You understand? So now, as far as me having any information whether he commissioned Keith D to do a, nah, bruh. That ain't me. I can say, yo, they can ask me, did I see Keith D? Yes, I did. Was he around? Yes, he was. In what capacity was he around? Gambling, having fun, drinking, and talking. Did he ever did security? No, he did not. Now, did he use his manpower, his dudes around him, around us, and people could thought they was a part of us? Yes, they were.
Yet Diddy is clearly unhappy about everything his former bodyguard is revealing. Additionally, John has highlighted that Diddy allegedly engaged in sexual relations with fellow rapper Ja Rule. In a recent interview, John described Diddy's purported meeting with Ja Rule, claiming it all began when they traveled from Atlanta to a show in Northern California. Diddy reportedly informed Gene that he wanted to see Ja Rule privately,